Everyone. Good morning. Welcome. It's nice and cool in here. So we'll begin our practice, our class. Welcome to our functional class. So we'll do a little cardio, a little warming up. Again, I'll modify for seated and standing as much as I can. So welcome online. And if you're online, just mute your device. So thank you, Millie. And Veta, when you get a moment, I'll get you to mute your device as well. Great, welcome. So let's sit nice and tall. My name's Cathy. Welcome to our class this morning. Just lift your sitting bones. Find those sitting bones directly under you. Have your feet about shoulder distance apart, so you have a good foundation through your feet for balance. And you can rest your hands on the legs, palms facing down, and then just take a moment to feel your spine, feel your body sitting tall. And then begin to breathe, and if you can, breathe into the belly. It's always an option to place your hands on your belly to help facilitate that full belly breath. So you can breathe in like you're filling up an umbrella, and then filling up a balloon even, if that works better. Or if it might feel better to have your hands resting, palms up or down, it doesn't matter. Take a few moments here just to notice your breath. And breathing in, creating space. Breathing out through the mouth perhaps, just letting go and softening. Do that a few times. Inhale, filling up. Exhale, letting go. And then let's bring our hands to the sides of the chair. Let's inhale, shrug the shoulders. Exhale, let them go. Inhale, elevating the shoulders. Exhale, releasing. Good. So again, we'll start with some warm-ups. Get the body warmed up. A little bit more mobile. Get out those morning kinks. Let's roll up, down, and back. And know that you can opt out of anything I suggest today. And then maybe one at a time. Lifting your elbow and maybe even following that elbow, following that direction. Noticing how this feels. Looking good. And then returning center. Let's bring our hands into our heart, pressing each finger, thumb, knuckle together. Stretching out the fingers energetically. So again, that's it, good. So from here, let's inhale, reach up. Exhale, bring it back down to the heart. You might follow your hands, inhale, reaching up. Exhale, pressing away. Good, inhale, grow taller. Exhale, release. One more time like this. And then pause here. Let's add a little change. We're going to inhale, sweep up, then turn gently in one direction. Now let's go back center. Inhale, reach up. Return to your center first. Good. Let's go again. Inhale, reach up. And then spiral twist the other direction if that feels okay. Inhale, reach up, turn center, all the way down to the heart. Let's go again. Inhale, circling up. Twisting to one side. Inhale, circle and center. Back to the heart. One more time. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, back through to the heart. And release your hands to the thighs. Good, make sure you're a little bit away from the back of your chair so you have a little space. Feet nice and wide. Let's draw some circles out of the hips. You can make these circles as big or as little as you like. Feeling that shift through the feet, shift through the sitting bones. That's it. Let's reverse those circles. That's it. And just breathing comfortably in through the nose, out through the mouth, or out through the nose. One more time. Good, returning center. Good. From here, let's keep our hands on our thighs, and we're going to inhale, fill up that belly like a balloon, gazing up. Exhale, round the spine gently, gazing down. So only if flexion feels okay for your spine, otherwise we can just sit and breathe and keep the spine tall. Good. And moving as little or as much as you like. Opening the heart. Rounding the shoulders if that feels okay. Rounding your spine. One more time. Good, then returning back center. Good, from here, slide back in your chair as much as you can. Option to keep the hands on the thighs or gently hang on to the sides of your chair. We're going to stretch the legs out and bend the knees, pressing away and release. That's it. Body tall, shoulders over hips. Looking good. One more time. Let's hold the legs out. Let's point your toes and flex the feet. And just noticing sensation in the legs, ankles, your feet. And we might circle the feet in one direction, warming up. And circle your feet in the other direction. Good, and release. Good, make any adjustments on your chair. You might widen your feet again, and then either hook one leg like so, or you can grab the shin and pull the leg in closer to your body. So a comfortable range for your knee joint and your hip joint. Good, breathing into this right side body or whatever side you're on. We're gonna do both. Deep breaths into the belly, into the rib cage, and into the hip. Looking good, that's it. And then let's pick up that leg. We can either grab the shin, the back of the sneaker, or the sneaker itself, the foot, and rock back and forth a little if that's accessible to you. Good. And releasing that ankle above or below the knee. Let the knee fall out where it may. So you might be here. You could also be more like this. Just getting a little external hip rotation. Good, nice and tall through the spine, a smile on your face. Just breathing. Good, just noticing how you feel. So make sure you stay hydrated. It's been really warm lately, so making sure that we sip water throughout the class, before, during, and after your class. Good, let's bring that foot back to the earth. Good. And then we'll do the other side. So hooking that opposite side in, either like so, underneath, or you can grab the shin, placing the heel on the chair. Breathing into the belly. So we're massaging the internal organs with our breath. We're nourishing the hip. Just breathing. Looking good. Good, let's pick up that lower leg. You might rock back and forth or hang on like so, or even hook 2 fingers in the sneaker. Good. And then resting that ankle above or below the knee, let the knee fall out where it may. Lift your spine, lift your torso nice and tall. And to feel that stretch perhaps in the deep external hip muscles or even the back of the thigh here. Those deep external hip muscles run down and behind the thigh. So breathing and noticing. Looking good. And releasing that side. Good. Placing both feet back about hip bone or shoulder distance apart. And from here, let's inhale, turn to look one direction, back center, looking the other direction. So warming up the head and neck, turn center, and then to one side, back center, other side. Let's do that a few more times. Again, staying in a comfortable range for your body. Good, last one each way. Good, and release, good. This next one we're gonna do, and we often do this in our yoga class, but we're gonna do it today. And if you have glasses, if you can take your glasses off, we're going to do some eye exercises. So we're going to sit tall without moving your head. We're gonna inhale, look up, exhale, look down. Inhale, look up, exhale, look down. Inhale, up, exhale, down. Two more, inhaling up, exhaling down. One more. And return your gaze center. Pause in the center. And then we'll look left and right. So again, work at your own pace, but let's inhale, start to look one side. And then center, start to look the other side. And travel back center, and just slowly go left to right or right to left. Work at a comfortable pace for you. Just breathing in, breathing out. Try not to move your head. There might be a tendency to want to move your head, but we're exercising the muscles of the eyes. Good. And come back center, pause in the center. And then this time, let's do diagonals. Let's inhale, look up, top right. Exhale, look down, bottom left on a diagonal. Inhale up, top right. Exhale, down, bottom left. Inhale up, right. Exhale, down, left. Keep going there. And again, you can make this a little slower or even slightly quicker, but don't rush. Let's do one more in this diagonal. Return center, pause, just looking at the horizon. And let's do the other diagonal. Inhale, look up, top left. Exhale, travel down right corner. Inhale, up left corner. Down on a diagonal, bottom right corner. Keep going. On a diagonal, looking up. Opposite corner. Good, looking up, top left. Down, bottom right. One more time. And then rub your hands vigorously together. We're going to close our eyes and cup your hands over the eyes and feel the heat of your hands, of that warmth of rubbing the hands, nourishing the eyes, and just allowing your eyes to rest. And almost a sense of breathing into the eyes. A couple of deep breaths. And when you're ready, release your hands slowly to the legs. Slowly blink your eyes open. Good. Take a moment. You can find your glasses again. You can put those glasses on. Just notice how your eyes feel. Does everyone feel like their eyes had a little workout? Yeah, so that's really good. It can help your vision, can help release or relieve tired eyes and fatigue from reading, from fluorescent lighting, and all that our eyes are exposed to. So from here, if you're using hand weights, let's pick up our hand weights. You can also do these exercises just by moving your arms and your legs as we continue. Or you can hang on to 2 water bottles or 2 of anything that you have, anywhere from like 1 to 5 pounds probably. So nice and tall, feet rooted. Let's do a biceps curl and then release back down. So palms can be facing in for this biceps curl. Looking good. Allowing the breath to flow. You've got it. 2 more times. On this next one, we're going to hold the weights at the shoulders. So pause here, sit tall. As you're ready, press overhead for shoulder press. Breathing out, breathing in. Looking good. Feet grounding, good foundation through your feet and your sitting bones. Looking good. Last one, hold, hold, hold. Bring those dumbbells together. Stabilize your torso, your abdominals. Bend your elbows behind the head carefully. Overhead press. Behind and overhead press for your triceps, the back of the upper arms. Good. Hugging those elbows close to your sides of your head. Almost imagine two magnets drawing your elbows inwards. That's it. Almost there. Good, last one. Slowly take it down all the way, arms are long, and then roll the shoulders up, down and back. Good. Pausing here. And then from here, let's bend those elbows 90 degrees, and we're gonna lift our elbows out to the side, open and close. Working the shoulders. Working your core muscles by sitting tall with good posture. And working on our feel-good factor. So a little smile. Show some teeth. Good. You can't help but feel better when you smile. It distracts us from the other stuff. Good. Looking great. Two more. Good. Last one. Good. Let's release one dumbbell off to the side. This one you can do with or without weight. So wood choppers, widen your feet just a little. Sit nice and tall. We're going to reach up on a diagonal. Inhale up. Exhale, lift the opposite knee. So inhale, reach it up. Exhale, pulling down. Drawing the belly in gently. You've got it, looking good. Good, one more time. Good, pause, return center for a breath. Feet nice and wide. We're gonna change diagonals. So we're gonna inhale, reach up. Exhale, pulling down. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, pulling down. Looking good. Two more. Good, last one. You've got it. Good work, everyone. Rest that dumbbell aside. Good. From here, let's come up to stand. Now you can also do this exercise seated. I'm going to show seated for those of you that might be at home seated. So we're going to do calf raises. We're going to lift our heels, plant the feet. Lift the heels, plant the feet if you're seated. Very similar thing if you're standing. And we'll lift our heels, rise up on the toes. So working our calf muscles, seated or standing, you decide. That's it. Either way, our spine is tall, so we're sitting tall or we're standing tall. That's it. You've got this, looking good. Good. Let's change it up a little bit. So pause, and again, same thing if you're seated. We're going to lift the toes, rock back onto the heels, plant the feet. Lift the toes, rock back, plant the feet. Keep going. Good. And then same thing. Lift the toes, plant the feet. If you're at home, lift the toes. And if you're seated, I should say. That's it. Keep it going either way, seated or standing. That's it. Last two. Good, and last one. Good, pause, just walk it out on the spot or wiggle your feet if you're seated. Good, and then pause. We're gonna do opposite arm and leg lifts. So we're gonna lift opposite arm and leg and release. Lift opposite arm and leg and release. And if you're seated, you can do something like this. You could lift opposite arm and leg Good. Keep going, keep moving. You've got it. Just working at your own tempo, so it might be slightly quicker or even a little slower. Keeping length through the spine, sitting or standing tall. That's it, looking good. Just a few more. Good, and just balancing out left or right. And when you're ready, pause, and then we're going to come into a stretch. So we're going to hinge back at the hips, reach forward into a stretch. Again, if you're seated, you can bring your legs a little forward and maybe stretch forward, or you can keep the arms up, stretch forward, creating some length in the spine. Good. Take a few more breaths here in either of those positions. Good. Then nice and tall. Let's come back. And let's come to the right side of our chair. Again, you can do this one seated or standing as well. You're going to shift your balance to that inside leg. Outside leg is going to lift up, circle around, and back to the floor. So same thing if you're seated. Lift, little circle, and back. That's it. Either or, seated or standing. Just a couple more. Last one. Good. And then pause. Let your outside arm relax. Whether you're seated or standing, same thing. Reach it up and over. Side bend. Good. Nice side stretch. That's it. Looks good at home. Looks good in here. And take it back and release. Good. We'll stay on this side. Hand on the hip, hand on the chair if you're standing. Just sitting tall if you're seated. And then bring that outside leg away and then back. And away and back. And if you're seated, it might look more like, just kind of like this, open. Just getting a little side, just pressing out to the side. Or hanging onto the chair, or a little bit of both. That's it. Take your time. Looking good. Body nice and tall. Last one. Good work, everyone. All right, let's come over to the other side of our chair. Nice and tall. And hand can be on the hip in the chair. We're going to shift our balance to that inside leg. We're going to lift the outside leg up, circle around. And same thing if you're seated, up, a little circle around. That's it. And I'll just demonstrate again for those at home that might be seated. Getting a little circular motion out of that hip or hanging onto the chair. Good. Keep going. Just a few more. Good. Last time. Good. And then pause. Nice and tall, seated or standing. Reach the outside arm up and do a side bend. Crescent moon. Breathing into the side body. Creating space between each rib. Through the spine, through the low back. And reach it back up, centering your spine, release your arm. Good. From here, let's go on to that side leg lift. So we're going to shift our balance to the inside leg, press the outside leg away, and release. Pressing away and release. A little, maybe it looks a little different if you're seated. You can just lift the leg away to the side a little bit. You can hang on to the chair, or hands can be on the legs. That's it, taking your time.
Just put it right there. Thanks a lot. Okay. Yeah.
Nice day, yo.
Looking good.
Take care. Have a good day.
Just 2 more. Good, last one. Looking good. And release. So let's take opportunity to hydrate. Put your dancing shoes on or marching shoes on. I'm going to turn the music up. And we're going to move our body, whether seated or standing. All right, so you might choose to march it out on the spot or dance in your space, or if you're seated, maybe you just move the body, maybe you move your arms. Okay, okay, I'll turn it up. All right, so keep on moving. That. All right, looking good. And if you're seated, you can move your hands. You can snap your fingers. You can clap your hands. You can march it out or kick it out. So any kind of movement, what feels good for your body today? That's it, looking good. So any kind of movement pattern or dance or walking, marching. How about those ladies that are seated? Can we clap our hands? Or snap your fingers? We got the backup singers here. Looking good. Don't forget to smile. The sun's shining. We're moving. We're grooving. Looking good. So, and if you're standing, use your chair whenever you need it. You can even have a seat, keep moving, or you might want to stop and stretch. Remember, this is your class, so pace yourself. Looking good. All right, you've got it. Looking great, everyone. All right, let's come back to our chair. Grab your dumbbells. We'll come back to some dancing here in a moment. All right, looking good, everyone. Nice and tall. Bring the hands close to your hips. Good. From here, let's do that biceps curl. Overhead press. Release and down. Do it again. Looking great. You've got it. Now you can work at your own pace. It might be quicker, it might be slower. Just a few more. Good. And pause here. Let the arms lengthen. Roll those shoulders up, down, and back. Keep moving if you can, if moving at home as well. Good. And then bring your dumbbells up by your shoulders again. And let's go opposite arm. Oh, I did that wrong. Opposite arm and leg. There we go. Whoops. That's something to think about. So good for our brain health too. Mine included. Good work. Opposite arm and leg, like you're climbing.
Samantha, run the book in.
You've got it. Last one each way. Good. Bring those dumbbells to the thighs. Sit really tall. We're going to hinge forward. Bring your dumbbells out in front. Tighten your core muscles. A little lift to the side and center. Lift to the side and center. So gently drawing the belly in. You've got this. Good, one more. Good, walk it back to your thighs, nice and tall. Whew, those were fun. Good work, everyone. All right, bring your dumbbells to the sides. We're gonna shrug the shoulders and release them down. Shoulder shrug. You've got it. One more time. Good, then pause and let's do bicep curl, right, then left. And then keep this going. Option is to lift your right foot to hover. So you just have less of a foundation, having to work a little harder through your core. That's it, looking good. Now let's lower that right foot, keep the arms going, lift the left foot. That's it, looking good. Body tall, lower that foot, keep the arms going, good. And then keeping both dumbbells by the shoulders, nice and tall, draw your heels back, and we're gonna do sit to stand. So we're gonna rise, and we might add a press, bring it back to the shoulders, have a seat. And then we're gonna rise, a shoulder press. And if you're seated at home, you can do just the shoulder press if you want. Looking good, everyone. Take your time, work at your own pace. Remember, you can rest or take a break at any time. Looking good. Last two. And next one, and then we're gonna stay standing. So stay standing, bring those dumbbells to your thighs. I'm just gonna shuffle back a bit. There we go, nice and tall. Bringing it up and down. So you can do this if you're seated as well. Seat is gonna look like this. You're hinged forward a little bit, and pulling up, or standing. Looking good. Keep a little bend in the knees if you're standing. You've got it. Two more. Last one, and release, good. Keep one dumbbell, and let's come to the right side of your chair. Hand on the chair, hand on the hip. Good, nice and tall. So same thing if you're seated, we're gonna take that dumbbell out to the side. So hand is on the chair if you're standing perhaps, or your hip. And if you're seated, hand on the leg or that hip. You've got it, about shoulder height, drawing the belly in. That's it. Two more. Good, last one. Good, then pause, bring your hand back to the chair, nice and tall. We're gonna lift that outside knee up, step back and down. And if you're seated, lift your outside knee up and then tap the floor. Up and release. Good, keep going. And if you're seated, lift the knee up and tap. And that's it. And let's do 2 more. Good. On that last one, hold the knee up, pulling in the belly, finding balance. And you might hang on a little less to the chair. Pick a focal point to gaze at. Good. And release it down. Release that dumbbell to the side. Good. Standing, weighted both feet, or seated, I should say. Reach it up. Press it away. Do it again. Inhale up. And exhale, press away. One more time. Good. Let's go to the other side. Pick up one dumbbell once again. Inside hand can be on the chair or the hip. And if you're seated, the hand might be on your hip or the thigh. And reach that outside arm away and back. Press it away and back. And if you're seated, press away and back. That's it. Body tall. Good, one more time. Good work, everyone. And then pause, feet are hip bone width apart. We're gonna lift that outside knee up. Reach back and down if you're standing. And if you're seated, knee comes up and just tap the floor with your toe or foot. That's it. Good, keep going. So similar thing if you're seated. Up, tap the floor, and up, tap the floor. Good. Let's try 2 more. And on this next one or the last one, keep the knee up, finding balance. Grow taller through your spine. You might lighten how much you're hanging on to the chair. Finding balance. Looking good. And release it down. Let's set your dumbbell aside. Looking good. And put on those dancing shoes. We got the YMCA song coming up. All right. So marching it out, or if you're seated, that's it. Mix it up, seated or standing. Are we ready for the YMCA part? Here we go. YMCA. YMCA. Join in. Looking good. YMCA. Here we go again. That's it. So any kind of movement if you're seated. You can lift the toes. You can shuffle your feet if you're seated. Are we ready? Here we go. The YMCA. Here we go again. Woo. Oh, whoa. Oh my goodness. Can't get myself coordinated. Who knew? We're having fun though. Moving the arms. Maybe forward. Woo! Looking good. YMCA. 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 That's it. Keep moving. Any kind of movement. MCA. Woo, good work, everyone. Looking good. Come back in behind your chair. We're going to come back to those calf raises. Woo. All right. So seated or standing. We did this one earlier. Lifting the heels, planting the feet. That's it. Keep going. Lifting the heels, planting your feet. That's it. I'll show a side view. So lifting your heels, planting your feet. Good. 2 more. Last one. Then pause. Sink back into your feet. This time, I'm going to come forward with my feet a bit. Lift your toes. Plant your heels. Lift the toes. Rock back. Plant the heels. Looking good. So you're going to feel this seated or standing. It's a really good exercise for your shins, the front of the lower leg. Strengthening. You've got it. Last 2. And 1. Good. March it out on the spot. And then we're going to come into a stretch. Take one leg forward, one back. Coming into a stretch. So you can kind of play with this a little bit. If you're seated, stretching this back leg, nice and tall. And if you're standing, you might lift one hand, the other. Same if you're seated, you might not hang on for further challenge. Looking good. Bring your hands back slowly. Bring the legs together, walk or march it out on the spot. And same thing, other side. One leg forward, one back. And pressing forward, stretching this back leg here. And then your standing version. You might not hang on to the chair for further challenge. You might not hang on to the legs if you're seated. Good. And bringing one hand back, the other. March it out, walk it out, grab water again. So really important again to stay hydrated, to keep our energy up, to keep our immune system healthy, helping to prevent dehydration. All right, and we can march it out a little bit. Roll music. Any kind of arm movements. You might do a little swimming, circling the arms like you're doing the breaststroke. Good. It's with me. You might do the front crawl. Looking good. You might do the back crawl. Take your time, move at your own pace. Or you might do your own movement. All right, let's see those dance moves, seated or standing. Do. Looking good, looking good. Do, do, do. Looking good, looking good. Music. Do, 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 do. All right, come in behind your chair again. And I'm just going to show the side view. So nice and tall. We're going to do that bird dog again. Opposite arm and leg lift. And again. Good. That's it. We did this one earlier seated, so it might look something like this. Opposite arm and leg. Or the same. There we go. That's opposite, I think. Yep. Looking good. Take your time. You've got it. Nice and tall through the torso, through your spine. You've got it. Last two. And last one each way. Good. This time grab both of your dumbbells. And we're going to do that bent over row. So we're going to hang on to 2 weights perhaps, making it a little bit more challenge. Nice long spine. And doing a row. And if you're seated, you might look something like this. You might have one hand on the thigh, and you might be here. So there's ways of modifying. Looking good. Just 2 more. Good, last one. And pause, come up for a posture break, switch hands. So double up your weight on the other side. Nice long spine, feet nice and wide. When you're ready, doing that row. Or it might look something like this if you're seated. Looking good. Good, last 2. Good, last 1. Good, and release. Let's set one dumbbell aside, come up nice and tall, and come to that right side of your chair. We're gonna do wood choppers. So option is to hang on to the chair, feet wide, here, pulling down, or not hanging on to the chair. Keep going, or seated, which we did earlier. Take your time, we'll do a few more, any of those options. Good. One more on this side. Whew, little heart rate recovery, take it down, walk over to the other side of your chair. Good. Same thing, maybe hanging on to the chair. Maybe hanging on to both hands on the dumbbell or the weight. Good, maybe seated. Good, take your time, pace yourself. We'll do a couple more. And last one. Good, let's take it to our chair seat. Keep that one dumbbell or whatever weight you want for challenge for your half roll back. So an abdominal exercise. We're gonna sit, I'm gonna show a side view. So sitting nice and tall. We're gonna take a breath. We're gonna exhale, squeeze your glutes, rock back. Inhale, nice and tall. So your spine stays fairly straight. You're drawing the belly in. You're creating a little more space in the front of the hip, from the hip bone to the thigh bone. You're opening up this space. And then nice and tall. Chin up, chest up. Squeeze the glutes. Now your shoulder blades might touch the chair as you go back, depending how far away you are. Good, last two. Good, last one. Good. Let's release the dumbbells all together. Whew. Good. Still in that half roll back position, so a little space between your hips and the back of the chair. Arms up. Let's sweep one arm down and then bring it back. Keeping your feet hip bone or shoulder distance apart. Rock back off the sitting bone, so we're still creating that space in front of the hip, and follow your hand. Squeeze, rock back. Inhale tall, exhale to go back. Good, last two. Good, last one. Good, nice and tall. Let's turn to your right. So bringing that front hip, shimmy forward, hang on to your chair as you set up for that hip flexor stretch. Keep the legs strong by pressing through the feet. Front arm reaches up, lifting up and out of the hip. Option to stay tall, or maybe you add a side bend. Good, breathing into the hip flexor, pressing through your feet for support. That's it, looking good. Take it back center and release that arm. Grab your back leg, help it forward. Turning to face center. Good. Nice and tall. Let's go to the other side. So take your time, turning to the other side. Scoot forward a little bit to free up that front hip and buttock. Shoulders over the hips. Backhand on the chair seat. Front arm reaches up. Relaxing that arm, even though we're reaching up. Pressing through the feet. Now you might add a side bend towards your chair back. Good, back, center, and release. Help that leg forward. Spin it around. March it out. Good, and then let's go up and up. Working those hip flexors. So not only do we want to stretch them, we want to strengthen them. And you might punch it out. You might go under. Good. And march it out. Looking good. Plant those feet nice and tall. Let's draw some circles again. And circling the other way. Looking good. And bring it back center. Walk your feet in nice and tall. Bring that right arm up. Pat yourself on the back for showing up today. Other arm to facilitate your stretch. Good. Reach it up. Press it away. Roll those shoulders. Good. Other arm comes up. Pat yourself on the back for working hard. Other arm to facilitate your stretch. You can be here or here if that feels better. Just breathing. Lift your chin, lift the spine. Good. Reach it up and press it away. Roll the shoulders. Good. Whew. From here, let's lift that right leg, circle it around. So mobility you can do anytime throughout your day. If you've been sitting for a while, circle the other way. You can do some of these exercises here and there throughout your day just to get a little movement. Let's bring that leg in, cross it over, above or below the knee. External hip rotation. Good, breathing. Just noticing. Good, bring it on down. Good, the other side, let's pick up that leg and circle it around. Circle the other way. And then picking up that leg, cross it over, above or below the knee. A little stretch again for those external hip muscles. All right, bring it on down. Good. And from here, let's come up to stand. We've got another dance song here before we wrap up for the day. But feel free to stretch more or just sit and breathe and notice how you're feeling because we're almost done. Always important to pace yourself day to day, workout to workout. And taking opportunity to hydrate.
Yeah.
Looking good, looking good. Do, 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 do. All right, let's bring it back to our chair. Having a seat. Whew. And I'm just going to change up the music. We'll sit and we'll take a moment just to sit. Just taking a moment to slow down our breathing, to notice how we feel. You might sit back in your chair, just in an easy sitting position. Eyes can be opened or closed. Take a moment to find long, slow, deep breaths. Just noticing how you feel at the end of your workout. Noticing sensation in the body. Feel the support of your chair. And as you're ready, we might blink the eyes open, might sit a little taller, and that's a wrap for today. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.